What was going through your mind just during that last play with the tip in there?
I don't know. I just know I was trying to get to the glass. When Cooper grabbed the rebound, I was screaming his name, but I realized how much time was left. He did not look back, so I seen him do a hook shot, and I just tried to at least when I seen it was going short, try to get it up on the rim or try to tip it, so hoping it will go in.
There's a lot of hands up there. I mean, who do you think got the last?
I'm gonna take half credit because I don't know. I know I touched the ball, but Cooper is 7 foot, and he said he touched the ball, so I'm gonna just take half of credit or half of the point.
Player touching the ball. It was kind of.
Oh, well, he can get some of it too. I take it.
What was it like for you just adjusting the play again after you missed the game against K-State, out with your injury, and then coming back? Did you feel full strength today, or was there a little bit of adjustment?
I felt kind of weird. My judgment, my shot's a little off. But I mean, it's just take a little time. I mean, my shot didn't feel too bad. I mean, I felt like it was like direction. It was good, but I just gotta find the touch back. I mean, but everything else, I mean, I felt pretty good. Just a little, something felt a little funny. I just couldn't figure it out.
Brandon, you guys spent most of the second half kind of trading baskets. You can get a bucket, and then they would find a way to score. What do you think sort of clicked in those final 6 minutes that sparked the run?
We really just sat down and got stops on defense, and that led to a lot of easy buckets. So I really think that's what sparked our run, defense.
For both you guys, Coach Boynton used the words gutless and lifeless after the K-State loss. How did that affect you, and how did that affect your performance tonight?
I mean, it made us come out and play harder, I mean, right off the bat, you could tell we came out with a lot more energy than we did last game. So, I mean, it really helped us. So,
I mean, that's just what I'm saying. You got to take it and run with it. I use everything he says as motivation. I don't take it to heart or like let it hurt my feelings or anything. I just use it as motivation. So, I mean, I think we took it well and came out gunning.
Was there anything different about the last couple days of practice after that Kansas State loss?
Not really. I mean, we did what we always do. We compete, work hard. So, I mean, it wasn't really nothing significant that he changed. It was just got to come out with more energy. So.
Coach says he can coach you hard, and the staff can coach you hard because they care about you. But when you hear that kind of word, gutless, I mean, I'm going to guess that gets your attention in a different way.
Not for me, nah. I don't think so. It's just a word, in my opinion. It wasn't like he said nothing about my family or, something like that. I mean, it's just a word. I know Coach cares for us a lot, Like he said, he cares as much about us as he does about his kids. So, I mean, it's just a word just to get us going, get some flames of us to get us competing.
Lindy's taking a lot of charges. I gotta imagine this is one of you guys' favorite one that he's taken there at the end.
Yeah, that was big. Most definitely.
He really saved me because I got blown by. So
most definitely.
I was happy he took that one.
You guys have been in this position a lot recently. You were down 8 against Iowa State. You were down 8 with 3 minutes left against Kansas State, and then tonight it doesn't ever seem to show that you guys are panicking or anything. Why do you think that is?
Because we know we compete every day, so I mean we never give up until the clock says 0. So I mean we always have hope no matter what score says.
What did Coach say to you about getting the start?
He didn't say much. It was just something that just happened. So I mean it wasn't really a big deal. So it was the same to me.
Coach, from the beginning of taking over this program, has preached defense first, and in those final 5 minutes, you guys locked in. Can you just describe the energy out there when you can get stops converted into points? And then
for me, my energy came from him because he was up on the ball. So when I see him getting up in, the ball handlers, what I'm saying, all up in him, that gives me the energy to lock down my guy on the wing.
Yeah, I mean, I just try to set the tone. That's what Coach always says. Point guard position, you set the tone defensively by pressuring the ball. So, I mean, that's just what I try to do.
Both of you guys, the crowd obviously late got into it and kind of fired you guys up. How much does that help us last 3 or 4 minutes?
Yeah, they play a really big part, I mean, you feel like you're tired, they give you that little extra energy you have in the tank. So, I mean, they really help us.
Shaka Smart was just in here, and he mentioned that you guys gave them a basketball to give to Andrew with kind of messages on it. And you guys obviously have the shooting shirts. What went into all of that, and how important was it for you guys to do something for them?
It's very important. I know Andrew personally. We're from the same area, went to the same high school. I've seen him grow, go from not being known in basketball to being a McDonald's All-American to basically, being an NBA draft pick. So it was real big on for me to see that Coach Boyden in Oklahoma State University do those things for their family.
So George, you're from Big Mac?
Yeah, I'm from Irvin MacArthur. That's my high school.
Right. Okay. What? So you jump on the same high school team?
Yes.
Yeah. He's 1 year older than you, or 2?
He's younger than me.
Oh, he's younger. That's
Yeah,
right. That's
he's
right.
younger.
That's right. Yeah. Cool.
Are you all getting the impression that this kind of game is going to be played over and over again the rest of the way? It seems like every big, not just here today, but across the league, you're seeing this kind of stuff happen.
Oh yeah,
Routinely.
it's I feel like it's the best league in America. Every night, it's always every game from the top team to the bottom team is always going to be a tough game. So every time you turn on ESPN or watch any game in the Big 12, it's always going to be close. So.
What was different for you guys that final run? I think you guys ended the game like 15-2 run. What was different in the team?
I feel like we just play with energy. We don't lose hope. We always believe. I know we were down. I don't know how much we were down. It was like 4 minutes or a late 3-something. And we all got in the huddle and we were saying this is our 4-minute game that we do in practice every day. We just going to come out and compete. And, it was just like practice. We've been through this. So.
When you guys do those little 4-minute games where one team's losing, how often does the losing team come back?
I don't know. I can't answer that one. I don't know. It's usually, so whoever gets on the run, gonna take it 9 times out of 10.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be right back with Coach.
The team was full of guts today. Just kidding. No, they were. First of all, thanks to our fans. Fans were phenomenal today. Having Coach Sutton back in the building always breathes a little extra life into I think the whole city, really. His presence around here is tremendous. But to have Joey Graham and Byron Eaton and Jamal Brown here, they came to shoot around. And, just having those guys around as I continue to preach what this program means and what it's about. And to have those guys who lived it, who did it the way I like to hope to be able to do it, with toughness and with defense, unselfishness and discipline, really kind of validated it for our guys. Those guys got a chance to come in the locker room and for our guys to talk to them and hear some of the same things, knowing the success that they had wearing those jerseys was a big deal. So I'm proud of them for coming back and supporting, but our fans were phenomenal, and our players fed off that, and they played with an unbelievable amount of energy and emotion and toughness. I don't really know how we won the game, and I'll find out when I watch the film.
What do you think happened the last 6 minutes? Because it was like fire started.
You know what? Without really being able to get into detail until I watch it, I think our guys just kept fighting. I think that's really what it really boiled down to. At every timeout, the message was we're going to win the game, and it wasn't what's going on and why are we down this many or how much time is left. It was there is time left, and we're going to win, and it's really that simple. No matter what it takes, whether it be getting a big offensive rebound like we did late in the game or getting the stops that we needed, getting out in transition. It was just a combination of things, and our kids kept believing. They fought. They competed with the type of fight that you have to in this league every single night.
You've preached defense from the get-go, and to see your guys go out there and execute down the stretch those final 6 minutes, what did that make you feel?
That I've got a great group of guys in my locker room. I've got great people, and it's unfortunate. I know I probably used the wrong word choice the other day because I can tell how that can maybe make people think that I was attacking the kids personally. But that wasn't the message at all. And because of the way the kids played today, that was obvious that they didn't take it that way. It wasn't that they felt that I was calling them out personally, but I did call out the way we played, because you can't play that way and win in this league. No one can. And so when you're down a man, you definitely can't. When you're on the road, and we fought with the type of fight that you have to have today, and we did it defensively. Our lowest by far defensive output so far in league play. So I'm just proud of them for competing the way they did with the amount of emotion that they did. But a lot of it had to do with our fans being locked in and being with us.
And for what it's worth, they didn't seem too fazed by the words gutless.
They weren't, and really honestly didn't even address it because I knew the type of kids that I had. I didn't say anything except the word gutless to the media that I didn't say to my team. Everything about the emotion and the energy and the passion and the fight that we didn't. They heard those same things. I told them that directly, and they knew it. You know, they know the type of work and expectation that we have here, and they know they didn't stand up to that, and so they owned it. And you could tell the type of response that they had by the way they played today.
You mentioned that Joey Graham and Jamal Brown headed into the shoot around. Was there any specific message they gave the guys that particularly resonated with them? Do you know?
No. Jamal was actually here yesterday and was able to come to practice. I wasn't even there. I went recruiting like I always do on Friday nights when I can. He spoke to our team briefly last night, and I think he just told them that, you know, the way to win in this league is what we've been talking about. And sometimes, like a parent, right, you tell your kid something and then someone else says it to them. And then they start listening. And you're like, man, I've been telling you that for 5 years. Now my son will be 5 in January. But that's the way it is. As a parent, you got to understand that they don't always get the message the same way because you are dad or mom or whatever it is. And sometimes someone else saying the same things gives it a little bit more validation. And I think those guys, because of the success that they had here, specifically here at Oklahoma State playing basketball for Coach Sutton at the time, just resonated a little bit more with them.
Making 35% of your shots from the field in the first half to over 50% in the second, what changed?
We got out in transition. We got some easier baskets. We got more offense from our defense. We created some baskets in transition. When we were able to rebound, you know, Mo, as good as he is, athletic as he is, he doesn't necessarily run the floor defensively as well as we were able to push it. So when we were able to get a rebound and we pushed it, he was not there to stop us from scoring. At the same time, the thing I'm most proud about us for offensively is I just looked at this. We shot 10 threes. I knew we didn't shoot a ton. I didn't know we shot that few, and it may be the fewest we've shot all year. And I thought coming in the game that maybe we would have taken 10 made threes to win today with the amount of size that they had. But our team had discipline to continue to drive the ball even in that last play, getting a shot close to the basket.
Brandon said there wasn't much said about him getting the start. Obviously, he had the good game against K-State the other night. Was there anything more to it than that with him getting the start at point guard?
There's always an evaluation here. As part of my job is to try to give our team the best chance to win. And I didn't feel a need to make an announcement about it. You play the guys that you think can give you the best chance. And I thought Brandon's practiced well enough and it's translated into the way he's played that he deserved an opportunity. Nothing against Kendall. I told Kendall in the locker room today, his opportunity may come back on Monday. I don't know. You know, that's just the way it is. The beauty of this team is Kendall was just as happy about Brandon's success as Brandon was. And when you have that going, you got a chance to be really successful.
I said it kind of a fire start in the last 6 minutes. It's kind of funny because Tavares said, you know, that he was keying his defensive effort off watching the way Brandon would get in the grill out front defensively.
Yeah, I've always said all along that he gives us a different dimension defensively. You know, and people sometimes gripe about his dribbling and all this stuff. And listen, no one in our program works harder. Nobody. Nobody spends more time in the gym working on their game than Brandon Averett does. And it's the reason that he has success. There's no secrets to this thing. In basketball or life, you get out of it what you put in. And I've continued to preach that message. And it's something he had long before he came here. I knew that about him when I was recruiting him while I was an assistant at Stephen F. Austin. He's always had a tremendous work ethic. And if you talk to people in the area he grew up in, they tell he's got legendary status in terms of a guy who just outworks people. So to see him be able to turn over and have success, but then continue to be dialed in defensively, because we talked about it. As good as Mo is, Matt Coleman's the key to their team offensively. He makes baskets easier for all those other guys, and he took that challenge personally.
I don't know if there's really one play of the game, but if there was, it's probably the charge Lindsey takes before you guys go down and score.
Huge. And I mean, you've probably documented as much as anybody. He leads us in charges by a wide margin on a team that tries to take a lot of charges. Talked about it in the film session the other day. We had 0 charges taken on Wednesday. That's not who we are. It's not who we are. And, it's something we address. If we want to win, we've got to be a team that gets every loose ball. We've got to be a team that takes multiple charges or at least attempts them. We don't know what the official's going to call all the time. We've got to sacrifice our bodies in those situations. But it was a huge play that gave us an opportunity to win late.
You had to get a screen printer going pretty quickly to get those Jones #1 shooting shirts done.
Yeah. That was it was kind of an unfortunate situation. I hate it for the kid personally and his family, but even as a competitor, right, you always think about having compassion for people. Even though we wanted to win today, our thoughts were still with Andrew and his battle, and Shaka knows that, and I hope their program understands how much that being there to support them in this moment and that kid any way we can is something that we're committed to doing.
And how did the decision come about to make those warm-up shirts? Was it something the team decided together, or when was that?
No, it kind of happened. It happened the day we were on the road, so a lot of our guys weren't really aware. I made them aware of it at our shoot-around at K-State, and then it kind of became more of a thing as the day went on. But, we kind of had our own thing going on, but it was something I thought we'd at least try to do something to let their program know, let their staff know, let their players know, and specifically to let Andrew know that there are a lot of people thinking about him, praying for him.
And Tavares had mentioned that he knew him personally because he had played on the same high school team as him. Did he seem to have any, especially an emotional connection to it since he had known him personally?
We haven't talked a ton about it. We've got multiple guys from that area. Obviously, him and Tavares went to the same high school. But Brandon Averett and Cam McGriff were in the same high school graduating class in Dallas, and they played with each other a lot and against each other a lot. So a lot of our guys have a personal connection to him, which makes it even that much more important that we know that I let our guys know it's a big deal to acknowledge that for him.
Was tonight a big step for Sema? Obviously played more minutes, but you knew you were going to need him tonight, obviously.
Yeah, and again, I don't want people to just look at the stat sheet and think that tells the whole story. His presence is more than 7 rebounds and 7 points. He's the biggest guy we have with the most length and experience trying to at least battle in there. We did a decent job, I thought, for the most part on Mo. He took 4 threes, which, again, we'll live with that, right? If he's going to take 10 shots and 4 of them are going to be threes, and then if he beats us making threes, we're probably going to lose anyway.
I was saying, Tavares has said he's going to take half the credit for that final putback. Who do you see as the main facilitator of that final shot?
Jeff Carroll made the play happen. He drove the ball aggressively enough to create some confusion around the basket. We tried, at least in my mind, I thought I was taking Mo away from the rim because we had the guy he was supposed to be guarding in the corner, but he's a good athlete. He still came over the challenge. Now, the key to that is Yankuba then, because Mo's challenging the shot, goes and chases the offensive rebound because you can't do both. And so he gets the offensive rebound and then leads to Shine getting the tipping. So he gets credit for the basket, but I think it was a play that was initiated by Jeff.
And Tavares had mentioned that his shot felt a little bit weird when the game started today. I know at first he was kind of quiet throughout the game, and then there at the end he was involved in a couple of those big plays, including the tip in there. What do you think, as far as just from practice and how he was in this game, does he seem to be still kind of in an adjustment period?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, he came into practice on I don't even remember what day it was. I think it was Monday, and he had braces on both of his arms. I'd never seen that before. I mean, I don't know what you can do without both of your hands in terms of basketball. So, in my mind, I wasn't sure how much he'd be able to do. And then, he was cleared to play, but I don't think he felt comfortable yet. And there are a lot of things, obviously, in basketball. You got to catch, you got to get deflections, you got to rebound, try to shoot. And when he couldn't shoot the ball and shoot around, he couldn't shoot. I knew it was probably going to at least mentally not be a good. Maybe he could have defended, but even that, there's a chance he'd jam it or something. But I was glad to have him back today for sure because he did make some big baskets for us. But more importantly, he gives us another guy who's experienced, another competitive guy who's not afraid of a big moment. He made a huge shot in transition for us. Wish it was a 3, but it was just a 2. And then again, it comes up with the tip in to win the game.
What was kind of going through your head after Jeff had initially missed that shot on that drive and the ball's just bouncing around there at the end?
I mean, there's not a whole lot to think about. You just hope you can come up with the ball, and if you don't, you got to foul pretty quickly. So I was trying to immediately start thinking, how much time is going to be left, who do we foul, and all that stuff. But I was glad to see our guys chase that ball and come up with it and just show the type of fight that we have to win in this league.
Mike, this today. What happened in this game was what happened in 3 other games in the conference. Basically, I don't know how much you watched before you're started, but can you appreciate the level of competitiveness and drama that's going on in this conference right now?
Absolutely, I'm living it, and I watch as much basketball as probably anybody. I'm usually on Saturdays in January and February. I've usually got like 8 games going on, right? So ESPN has, and I hope I'm not doing anything wrong by saying them, but they've got this thing where you can watch 4 games at one time. So I've usually got 4 games on my desktop going, and I've got a laptop also. I got 4 games going on. And then I've got my TV with the game on, and then I've got a phone with the game on. And I really do it just because I like to see what happens. And I get more in tune on late game situations, and it happens in this league all the time. I watched the end of that game. That's what it is every night. So, yeah, I appreciate the competitiveness. I got to get our guys to continue to understand that's what it is. It's 1 possession or 2 possessions is the difference, the margin for error. So you got to be dialed in. That's why I was so disappointed with the way we played on Wednesday, because I believe if we play with more of what I was talking about, that the outcome could be different. There's no guarantees, but at least you put yourself in position to try to win. If you don't, you got no chance.
Coach, you get that tip in, but how proud are you of the defense those final 3 seconds when you just didn't allow an easy bucket after that?
Yeah, we talked about it. When I called the timeout, I can't remember exactly how much time was left. I knew they didn't have any more timeouts. And so I called the play. We were down 1 and said, hey, we got to just go try to get the quickest, best shot we can get. We didn't need a 3, wanted to get something driving, but I told also our team, when we score, I'm not calling timeout. I don't want to give him an opportunity to set up a play. So we got to sprint back, get the ball stopped, all those things that matter, and credit to our guys for doing the job.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.